Hey guys, how's it going? We're back with another video here. Just enjoying some of this beautiful Pennsylvania weather. We're out here on I-99. We just did a delivery. We're headed over to another pickup that's going to take us into Massachusetts. I know a lot of you guys out there that do run these truck routes. A lot of you guys hate going out to the Northeast. I don't mind going out to the Northeast. It's really not a big deal to me. I know there are some guys out there that really can't stand it. Especially with some of this weird white stuff on the ground, they don't like coming up here. But as long as you're safe, guys, as long as you're planning ahead and making sure that everything is going to the way you want it to go, then it really shouldn't be a problem, at least in my opinion. I know there's trucks roll in the rain, trucks roll in hurricanes, trucks roll in tornadoes. I mean, I've seen guys, do all kinds of stuff. So that's just a huge part of it, guys. It's just trucking. We're out here and we're enjoying this beautiful landscape. And those guys that stay down south, they never get to see how beautiful it can be up here in some of these very old towns that have been around since probably 1700s, 1800s maybe. I mean, obviously Philadelphia and a lot of the Northeast has been around for quite a while. So but yeah, guys, we're just gonna hop into today's video. Sorry for kind of the lack of videos, a couple days. I know I'm trying my best to get more consistent, and maybe some of you guys can just leave me some comments of stuff you want to hear about, stuff you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be trucking, but I'll give you whatever knowledge I have on whatever subject. But yeah, guys, so in today's video, I just really want to cover a couple few things about how to start how to get into trucking if you want to get into trucking. We've already talked about getting your CDL. We've already talked about the processes that go in there. Through my experience, remember, everyone's experience is different. Different states have different regulations, so that's going to be its own whole other ball game. But if you are choosing to get into trucking, there's a couple avenues that you have. There's local, as we talked about before. I know Lowe's and Home Depot were good examples, just because you're driving a box truck, and yeah, you don't have to have a CDL to drive a box truck, but it kind of gives you that sense of how you're going to be sitting above everybody else. Like, yeah, you're not as high as a Class A, but you're still sitting higher than a regular pickup, F-150 or Dodge 2500 or whatever. You're sitting pretty high. So another part about it, guys, is driving local for just a local delivery or local carrier where you're home every night. I'm going to butcher this name. Foxworth and Galbraith. It's like F and G. They just bought out 91 Lumber or 94 Lumber or something like that. But I see those guys. They're all flatbed work. They're pretty local. You're home, I want to say, every day, maybe every other day. But yeah, guys, so that's a huge part of that. Is finding if you want to be local, finding if you even want to be in the truck driving industry. I mean, sitting in this truck day in and day out, I'm gonna tell you, the easiest thing to do is want to go home right away. And it's always hard to get out and then come back. It's difficult, and I'll explain why. In the sense of, it's not difficult to leave, it's not difficult to come back, but it's once you get out of the house, you want to go back, because you got to see your family, you got to see your kids, you got to see your friends, you got to hang out, have a few beers and stuff like that. And so that's really a huge thing, is it's that comfort and seeing your spouse every day, seeing your kids, seeing your pets, seeing your house, seeing what you've worked hard for, and getting to enjoy that. It's hard to leave. And once you leave the house, it takes a few days for you to kind of, at least for me, it takes a few days for me to get back into that mentality of, all right, it's time to work. It's time to do what we need to be doing. Put miles down, making money. Now, by all means, there are, hello, Mr. Policeman, please don't pull me over. There are several other factors on coming back, because now you're in that mindset of, I'm going to be home, I'm going to turn and burn, I'm going to get home as quick as I can, have supper with my family and stuff like that. I mean, that's the mentality you get in, you know. It's, I'm going to hurry up and get there as quick as I can to enjoy the most time I have. And that's not a bad mentality, but it can hurt you if you're already short on hours. You've already been out of the house for, let's say, a minimum of 5 days. Let's say you've already been out for 5 days. Well, you've already burned 5 days worth of hours, however many hours that it was. So now you're trying to hurry up and get home. You're causing yourself an issue, because now you're putting yourself at risk, because you're going to make careless mistakes. You're going to be doing things that you wouldn't normally do. You're going to push yourself a little harder. You're going to push that truck a little harder. Now, that's not bad, but we're all about safety, guys. We're all about making sure that you get home to your family and that everyone else on the road gets home to their family too. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to hurt me. That's the give and take of the whole thing, guys. So when it comes down to those things, you need to realize that in this industry, there will be things that you're going to miss. There will be things and there will be times that you're not home, and you need to be. You need to be home because XYZ is going on. And I feel for them. I feel for all those guys that have those situations. I've had those situations myself. I've gotten as close as I could. I got to Oklahoma City one time. I got a rental car. I drove down to my house, which was about a 5-hour drive, and then I, took care of what I needed to take care of, and then turned around and drove 5 hours back in the rental car back to the truck at the truck stop while I was sitting on a load. So it's those things happen, guys. Life happens, things happen. It's all a part of the package. People see, some other truck driving channels, and they say, oh, this guy's making a lot of money. But look at the sacrifices that person is doing to make that money. Now, there's many different things and many different factors that could involve you in getting into trucking or not getting into trucking. First off, are you going to want to be an owner-operator, or are you going to want to be a company driver? Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with those guys that are out there being company drivers, as long as they're being safe and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. A lot of the mega carriers, they're all the same. They're all going to sit down. They're going to say, oh, we'll offer you XYZ cents per mile, which is typically 30 cents to 50 cents, depending on your experience. Coming in, I'm not saying, I know that there's some of you guys out there that are making more than that, but the majority of companies, if you're new to truck driving, anywhere between 30 and 50 cents is kind of your range. And they're going to entice you with, oh, we have brand new trucks, our trucks have this, 2 weeks out, a week home. They entice you with all this nonsense. And the only experiences that I've ever had, because I too was once a company driver, I experienced was they said that they had new trucks, which was true, they did, but you didn't get them. You got whatever truck was there at the end of your orientation, which is common with a lot of carriers. Melton, Schneider, Swift, Prime, whatever truck is sitting in that yard, whenever you finish your orientation at that training location, that's the truck you get, because they're not sitting here buying 2021s for everybody, because you got to realize they're having a class every single week with 5, 10, 15, 20 guys coming in. They're not buying a brand new truck every week for a guy that might last a month, might last 2 months, it might last 6 years. You never know. So just because they say they have brand new trucks doesn't mean that you're going to get one. Is it impossible that you're not going to get one? No. When I had mine, I got a 2016, and guys that don't know what a lightweight is, it's a truck that has a sleeper, but it was not built for 2 people. It had 1 fuel tank, 1 seat, 1 bunk, and I had singles. I didn't have dual tires. And they do all that to cut weight. And those trucks are typically meant for specialized, dedicated accounts that exist out there, like Coke, Miller, Nestle, Purina, dog food, water, Coke, beverages. That stuff gets really, really, really heavy. And so they need that truck to cut down the weight. That way the truck can make weight. And it just so happened that truck came off of that line. When I finished my orientation, my boss told me, he goes, I have this truck, or I've got this other truck over here. And I looked at the other truck, and it was just putrid. It was horrendous on the inside. It just hadn't been cleaned. And the company that I was, they did clean their trucks before they issued them new drivers, or you could opt out of the cleaning, clean it yourself, and they would pay you like $40. And in my own personal experience, guys, get the cleaning service and then just go back through and clean it yourself anyway, because the cleaning service may or may not miss some stuff. Different cleaning services, different stuff. But so I had that truck for about a month and a half, because with 1 fuel tank, you can only imagine how far I'm going, without filling up every single day. So I wasn't making any money. I wasn't making the company any money. And I talked to my boss. I was like, look, I need a different truck. Let me know when another one comes in. And he was like, all right, not a problem. So as soon as another one came in, he said, hey, I'm getting you a route to come back here to the terminal. And you're gonna move all your stuff out of that truck and put it into this truck. I said, okay, not a problem. And those kinds of things are the things that make me respect certain leadership. I'm not saying every boss for that company was like that. I'm not saying that they weren't. I never had those types of experiences with others. But a huge thing, especially for truck drivers, to keep the turnover rate down, is do what you say and say what you do. And that's a huge way for anybody that's going to stay, because if you're getting enticed in by saying, hey, we have brand new trucks, and then you get in and you get a 2018 that someone had their dog in the truck all the time, it kind of irks you. It kind of offsets. It kind of offsets everything for you, and it's just one of those things that it's like, if you lied to me about this, what else are you going to lie to me about, kind of thing. And I'm not saying that they're lying to you about anything, but it makes those cogs tick in your head. So it's just one of those things, guys. But yeah, it's a huge part of it. Really is just seeing, how the company is. But like I said, they're all pretty much the same. It's really when you switch to the owner-operator side that you see a little bit more difference. So moving on from company, going to let's say lease purchase. Okay, so there's lease purchase operators, and these guys, it's strange, because you're buying the truck, but you're leasing your truck to a specific company. So typically your truck may or may not have the badges or stickers or whatever. You'll have the company's DOT number, which is a plus, because that's a lot of paperwork you don't have to deal with, because there is a lot of paperwork that goes into DOT numbers, own authorities, and things like that. But we'll get to that in a minute. But lease guys, there's different lease programs, and I used to be a firm believer against it. I didn't think it was worth it. But through my time and talking and learning and doing my own investigations about it, there are a few that are not bad, that really can be beneficial if you want them to be. Because everything, whether your company, lease, or owner-operator, anything out here, guys, you're going to get what you put into it. If you want to go home every day, being an owner-operator with a truck payment is not going to be for you, because unless you live where they move gold bars, it's just not worth it, because there's just nothing there for you. So with that whole thing, sorry, this is like a weird little building. It looks like the buildings up in Montana. I don't know if you guys saw that on camera. It was all log with green roofs, but it was like a moose lodge of some sort. But then they had a Harley Davidson building, which, if you're watching Schmidt, you need to buy yourself an Indian. You need to get yourself something quality, not garbage like you got that Harley Davidson. Anyway, but yeah, so there's lease purchase guys, and I've talked to a few of them. I've done my own investigations, and as far as leasing goes, there are a few companies out there that are worth it, that really do their best to help you out. But again, it's what you're gonna put into it, and it's how you hold yourself. I mean, you're your own business at that point, because now you're either an LLC or a sole proprietary. But if you're your own business, you reflect upon your business. And if you're a mean person, and no one likes to work with you, well, your contract with them probably will not last that long. So that's my take on that. And then you have owner operators, guys that are out here that have their name on the door, their DOT number, their authority, their trailer, their truck, and they're out here doing what they need to do to make money. And they're their own business, they're their own boss. They have no one to answer to besides brokers, and even then, you don't really answer to a broker. You just tell them what's going on, and the broker just kind of says okay. So again, there's pros and cons to everything. With the owner-operator side, I mean, you're going to be spending a lot of money. You're going to buy your own truck, buy your own insurance, buy your own trailer, buy your own trailer insurance, buy your freight insurance, and you've got all these different things going on. You got your fuel, your maintenance, and everything else. And then you have to pay for the authority. Then you have to, pay if your state has a minimum for certain LLCs. I know some states do. They require a quarterly minimum. And then you got to do your taxes, and if you want to pay an accountant and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes into that, guys. And is it impossible? No. Look on the road. Look at how many guys that are out here doing it. You see their name on the door, their trailer, and it's their business. That's what they do, and they make good money when it's there. But yeah, guys, I mean, those are the three ways that you can get into trucking. If you want to really get into trucking and you want to be your own boss, save up your money, get your authority, buy a truck, buy a trailer, and do what you need to do. Your first year is going to be rough. You're going to be out here huffing and puffing with scraps. You're going to be taking what you can get, because they don't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know if you're reliable. So, I mean, being on time, being punctual, being, dropping early, picking up early, some of that stuff can come and bite you in the butt if you don't have the proper, if you don't have, I don't want to say clearances because it's not the military, but if you don't have the proper permissions, just because you call the guard check and the guard check says, yeah, go ahead and bring it in, you're okay. They don't have the authority. Like, this is set up between customers. So there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of stuff that's covered in red tape that you'll never see, and that's just how it is. But if you sit around and you listen and you learn, then you'll learn the world. You'll learn how it works. You'll learn where you can get there early. You'll learn what shippers don't care. Pardon me. You'll learn all kinds of things, and that's a huge part of it, is learning. So if you don't know anything about the trucking industry, I'm not saying I recommend anyone to go be a company driver, because, I mean, if you want to, do it. If you want to get your own authority, do it. Either way, you're gonna learn. Either you're gonna go broke or you're gonna get rich. I had this old instructor a long time ago. He was a wonderful guy, and he did not like cursing in his presence. Period. He couldn't stand it. If you said "shut up" in front of him, it was like saying the F word. He did not stand for it. And anytime anyone did it around him, those of you guys that are ex-military, you know, you do half right face and drop them. But he'd pretty much just make them do 20 push-ups and stuff. And his old saying was, "In my presence, in my company," he says, "you will either become dignified or you will become strong." And so I never really, when he first said it, I never understood. But then after I saw some of these guys doing hundreds and hundreds of push-ups just because they would just sit there and just let their mouths go, I saw them get real strong. They never got dignified though. So, but yeah, guys, that's all for today's video. I know it's 21 minutes. I'm trying to give you guys some quality content. That way it's not so mashed up and so overthought in 10 minutes. But let me know in the comments if you like it, if you want me to go back to shorter videos, if you want me to break these videos up. Let me know in the comments what you guys are interested in. I love reading your guys' comments. I love some of you guys that comment and say that you're sitting in office jobs and you like seeing things from our perspective, because this is my perspective. This is the front of my windshield, the front of the truck, and we're going through this beautiful country. We're at 199 subscribers. Thank you. Thank every single one of you guys that are out there that subscribed. I really, really, really appreciate it. My family appreciates it. I remember when I started and I had 5 subscribers, and I was so, I don't know if I was meager or if it was just being a little disheartened, because you see some of these people that are out here that have 10, 20, 13, 50,000 subscribers, 2 million subscribers, and it's just like looking at this giant mountain. And every single one of you guys that's out there, you have all helped me take a big step onto that mountain to see how far we can take this. Again, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. You're wonderful, wonderful people. You're honest people, I would hope. Some of you guys in the comment section, you keep me honest. I appreciate it. And we all just keep each other in check. So, but yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. We're up here in beautiful Pennsylvania. We're going to be headed over to Massachusetts, and we're just going to keep on rolling. So, but yeah, guys, leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Call me a moron. Call me whatever you want to in the chat section. I mean, it don't matter. I mean, if I got comments, that's fine by me, guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to hear about. Let me know what you guys want to talk about, and we'll see you next time. All right, as always, be safe and God bless.